Two chapters today, Deuteronomy 18 and 19. I kind of titled this one for me, Priests, Prophets, and Witchcraft. One of these things is not like the other. Unfortunately, the one that doesn't belong end up at times influencing the other two. Again, as we'll see as we go through the historical and prophetic books of the Old Testament. Here we see different things. The Levites, there to be supported by the offerings of the people. That gave them freedom to not be concerned about having the biggest, most prosperous farm and spending their time there. They could take time to be part of the tabernacle and later on the temple, to be part of helping to serve the nation by reading the law, by helping settle disputes or questions related to how do we follow Yahweh. One thing that people were not to do is they were not to seek divination. There's kind of a category word for guidance. They were to look for God, to know what was coming, how to live, what's the right decision. So what's going on here in this chapter is essentially, are the people wanting to know and control the future? Horoscopes today, or psychic readings, or palm readings, or these kind of occultic practices, to use that term, are often about, I want to know what's going to happen. I want to know my future. Because if we know our future, then we have some greater sense of control. Maybe not in reality, but we feel that way. And so we're looking to that person, or we're looking to that source of knowledge to give us security, comfort, a feeling of safety, a feeling of direction. And God goes, that's never going to lead you down the right road. And that's why these practices were to be removed from God's people. And this still is the case today. There's no place for these things in the life of a follower of Jesus. First of all, we already know the future. Our future is secure in Christ. Doesn't mean I know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, what may happen to me tomorrow, but I know the one who holds tomorrow. And I know that he is with me, for me, and unto my very best, and is ruggedly committed to that. And that's what I'm called to rest in. I'm not called to worry about the future. The future has enough worries for itself. The prophets are spoken about here. They're spokespeople for God. Again, they reflect God to the people, God's heart, God's calling, God's character. And there was a test for these prophets. If a prophet spoke about the future and it didn't happen, they weren't a true prophet. In here is also a prophet, a promise for a coming spokesperson who's going to be that for the whole people. And in Acts chapter 7, Stephen, as he's before the Sanhedrin about to be executed, he refers to these verses and says, that's Jesus. He is the prophet for all time for the people. And after Moses, there were some other prophets, but only for a time, like Isaiah, 66 books, chapters, but only for a time. Jesus, he is still our prophet today. He continues to speak to us on behalf of God. And then we see cities of refuge. We've talked about these. So just again, there's that place that if you unintentionally killed someone, it was an accident, you could run there, your case could be heard. And so the clan of the person that had been killed would not then take vengeance, take revenge. If you murdered them, though, intentionally, then there's no refuge. Because it's this eye for eye principle. So God's people, we see here, they're to be listening to God, following God. They're to be just in all that they do. Just want to conclude by just again going back to that desire to control the future. We're called to surrender to the one who knows the future. And if that's an issue of fear, bring it to in prayer. Talk with someone else and allow them to encourage you with what we know is coming. Jesus is returning, and one day all things are going to be made new and made right. And that's something we have confidence in. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And today would you know his peace. God bless.